because your name's Jason Bright and you're shut.
Blah
blah blah blah blah. Trust me, the dialogue in this is kind of boring. He's I swear, he's basically a glowy Jehovah's Witness. The great journey. We'll be going someplace on the rockets, you know, on the great journey, the far beyond.
Farewell, my friends. I have been chosen. The claw has chooses who will stay and who will go. Remember when the claw was an actual thing that saves the toys in 3?
I've been chosen, friend.
And that poor toy alien got wrecked. Wait, can we talk about how brutal the first Toy Story was? It basically established that inanimate objects have sentience so long as they have a child's love and affection or whatever. And then Sid just brutals them.
I think the thing is, in my opinion, is this entire time they are alive, but we can never see them or hear them because they're in a pocket dimension of the same dimension, but in their own.
Okay.
And the moment that someone interferes with that dimension, they're like, "Oh, we gotta play dead now."
You want to know the most messed up part about that whole theory you just had? Kingdom Hearts 3 could confirm that theory that you had, because when Sora and company encounter Buzz and Woody and company, Woody and Buzz and the other toys aren't in Andy's room slash their world. They're actually in sort of a pocket dimension with the Heartless, essentially. And it's a pocket dimension that the big bad guy makes in order to figure out how to more or less figure out how the toys are being sentient. And obviously the shorthand answer of that is hearts, basically. Just hearts. Heart of the matter.
All I know is this, can't talk. Chris Harvest, our friend, and he always sounds like this. I just wish they would change his voice. Just
wait, which character?
Chris Harvard, Sam, the guy who's like, who have.
I was just gonna say which toy specifically because I don't have IMDb open.
No.
Oh, no, different character?
Toy. I'm talking about the guy who I'm talking to right now.
Oh, on Fallout, okay. Okay.
Okay, so blah blah blah. Alright, so I already got the Switch, so all I gotta do is go out and get the fuel.
Okay, for a second there I thought you meant the Nintendo Switch. I'm like, oh damn, who you gonna be mating on Smash Bros? But no,
I would have to say Samus.
Good pick. But which Samus?
Just because
there's normal Samus, there's Zero Suit Samus, there's Dark Samus.
Yeah, and there's Metroid Fusion Samus. Because that was a thing.
I don't believe Metroid Fusion Samus is a separate character.
A skin?
It might be a skin, but it just...
That's what I meant, like
right.
a look.
That's fine.
Oh, well...
Oh, hey, straight up.
I did the switcheroo, I did the opposite. I thought Ari grabbed the ignition switch. No, I grabbed that rocket fuel.
Rocket launcher.
I gotta talk to old lady Gibson and be like, hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Speaking of rockets, Film Theory recently had a video about could Mulan's rocket hit the mountain?
Repcon O chair. Why not? I'll sit on the Repcon O chair that looks like a Nike symbol.
Nike, just do it. But I've been ordered by the government to stay inside. Just do it. And then out of nowhere, Shadow Buff shows up. Just do it. Make your dreams come true.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Yo, Shadow Buff from Transformers versus Palpatine, go.
Okay, so...
Who can motivate people the most, primarily? They each give a TED Talk. I don't know what I'm even going
Give me,
with.
see if I can speech. You're going to cut me the price of $250 because I'm just that charming, right? Yay, smooth talk for the win.
Smooth, yes, smooth. What do you think you are? Some kind of smooth criminal? Anyway.
Yes.
Dang.
There's like a miniature hesitation there, but the answer is, yes.
Yes.
No, it can't be true.
I could fly
like
if
a
I
bird
wanted to. Like a buzz in the
Like a
sky, I
bird in the
believe I could
sky.
fly. I remember being super sad as a kid when I saw her like, he's gonna fly, he's gonna make it, and he didn't make it. He didn't make it. Ah. But then later in the film, he does make it somehow.
I think the thing that I should have done is I forgot that for whatever reason. Whenever I do that, oh hi. Whenever I do that, it always seems to help me with jumps. Like for whatever reason, it seems to help with jumps if I do that.
You know what else helps with jumps? Rocket
Jumps?
launchers when you're playing Team Fortress 2. Have you ever seen the you ever seen the soldier with the rocket launcher?
My three,
jumps?
or I guess my 4 good ones I'm good at. The scout, pyro,
Yeah.
the medic.
I would hope you're good with medic, because all you need to do is spray and pray that your teammates can hit all the enemies that you're healing the teammates from.
And then for some weird, unusual reason, and even I argue against myself, like, why is this working so well? And that would be when it comes to, give me a moment, the spy. For some reason, I'm really good at the spy.
You just sneak around and you backstab somebody, or shoot, or...
I know, but I'm like, I'm surprised at it.
There's a lot of psychology to it. And you strike me as somebody who's not quite, like, traditionally smart, if you don't mind me phrasing, but definitely people smart, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can read people, as opposed to me, who's really good at the trivial pursuit knowledges, but when it comes to people, it's like, what is this strange alien life form? What is your intentions? I don't understand.
I'm really good at reading the room, and I'm really good at making art, at least when it comes to painting. Speaking of which, I've been thinking about getting a drawing pad, like a cheapo drawing pad, to connect to my laptop.
Alright, I can immediately recommend a few to order off Amazon or whatever else. Trying to think.
That's funny, because I got a few. I got a few. I've been looking at it.
Actually, dumb question. Does your laptop have a touchpad? Because you could just like use a stylus on a touchpad and you get the same effect generally, unless you want like a screen to draw on more specifically.
I actually need something to draw on because I'm old.
Okay. All right.
I like how no matter what I do, Eddie's just kind of just chilling. It's just kind of relaxing.
I'm trying to shotgun demons while also punching them in the face right now. I picked ultra violent difficulty actually.
What is wrong with you? In the name of Allah.
Well, first of all, I'm raised Roman Catholic, so,
right.
I'm a science man. But then I watched Bill Nye the Science Guy, and then Bill Nye the Science Guy was like, "Yo, the Earth is on fire." I'm like, "Oh no!" And then I was the Science Guy as well. This is what happens. I don't know. That was a very poorly conceived joke, but
I do like it that they. Did you see the most recent Markiplier videos of Internal?
Isn't it mostly just horror games at this point? Because I have a backlog on that. More or less.
It's a whole bunch of different games actually. It's been a whole bunch, but recently he's been doing the newest or most recent Doom.
Doom Eternal. All right.
Yeah, and if you go inside, like this time around, they have like a home base you can go to.
Right. And
anywho, so you go in there, and there's a reference to his dad. They did a tribute to.
Markiplier's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
No, I don't know, but they had like not a tribute, like not a death tribute, but they had a tribute on there where they show this one book, and it's labeled "How to Comb Your Mustache" because
Nice.
he has an awesome mustache.
I think I saw a thumbnail with the Merc stat, and he does have a good mustache, so can confirm. Well, trying to focus here, but also maintain not on the gameplay, but focus on conversation. Because shooting demons, oh man, I could do that like fish in a barrel. No. Yeah. Pirate Warriors 4 came out on Steam today. So guess what I'm going to be playing? Well, I prefer to play the third one just before the fourth one by tomorrow, preferably.
'Cause we are on the cruise. One Piece.
They're in Japan now, the One Piece cruise. Well, technically it's Wano Kuni, but it's basically the closest that the One Piece world has to feudal Japan.
Yeah, they kind of hinted that earlier in the season because they have all those episodes where it's a side story that never happened, where it's meanwhile in Japan.
Oh, well, technically that was a non-canon, like, filler episode, where it's like, what episodes where it's like, what if the One Piece crew was in feudal Japan? But no, they're in canonical feudal Japan now in the story, is what I'm getting at.
The samurai storyline.
Yeah, no, there's a side samurai storyline, but I want to try and remember what the story of that is, but I just got lit on fire by a demon, so I gotta load back to Lex checkpoint. Just to avoid spoilers for myself, I really would not want any more details, but I will tell you this: as far I just got to Punk Hazard. Okay.
A little bit.
All right.
And the crew's been kidnapped, and Frankie's like, guys, where are we? And they're like, we don't know. What do you mean you don't know? We don't know. Oh. And then they're like, they find the samurai's head, and they're like, well, how is it moving? Or, how is it doing that?
Because law. That's why.
Anywho, the thing that makes me laugh is when somehow his back end connects to Luffy. The samurai's back end ends up attached to Luffy, and there's this other guy who shows up. He's like, "Oh, my fellow centaur, what's going on?" They have like a race, and it's kind of funny because it's like,
Yeah.
All right. This is the part that.
So I'm glad you gave an update of where you're at, and also I'm just gonna say a little side note. Thank goodness I could just talk to somebody about One Piece real quick, cause no joke, I was in a Discord chat earlier, and some people were talking about all these different anime they were recommending to each other, and someone talked smack about One Piece, and I had to physically hold a hand to my mouth. I had to muffle my own self from saying anything. Like, I can agree that certain animation shortcuts have been made on One Piece recently. But, like, them's fighting words. Hey, you want to fight? Yeah, them's fighting words. But no, more importantly, their only main gripe is, this series is very long, and I don't have time for that. And the other person even made a joke about, like, you have time. Right now, you have time for it. I won't say what event's going on now, but yeah.
Alright, so what should I do, Chief? I got 17 skill points, and everything is in the 20s or 30s right now, basically, except for repair. And repair's at 77. Speech is at 87. And everything's in 20s and 30s. Except for explosives and energy weapons.
I would recommend putting speech at 90. Don't put it any higher than 90 because with the right attire, you can just have max speech.
Yeah.
And that's only if you really want to just talk your way out of stuff, as opposed to the old-fashioned fisticuffs.
I do it all the time, to be fair. Like, my main gig, so to say, is like,
Can't we just talk things out? Yes. Okay, good. Normally, you can't do that in video games.
My answer to that is, because I have one of the selections for speech, basically the French, or the fancy, or whatever, and now I'm like, my petit chauffeur.
Oh, We will make beautiful music together, says Pepe Le Pew. Sorry, that's what your French sounded like. I don't mean to. I don't mean to harp
French
on that.
My French sounds like nothing.
I don't have any French, but there's a podcast that I listen to, and they're from Quebec. So normally they're speaking English, but then they start speaking like absolute, like fluent French. But then they're like, "Yeah, we're not really that good at French." And I'm like, "Dude, better than what I got." All I got is like 2 years high school Spanish, man.
Remember, just as a little heads up, that if you ever go to Canada, they don't like it when you call them French Canadians. Like, they get really peeved.
That's like calling Americans redneck English. I don't know, something like I don't. Well, Yankees? No. It's really hard because there's different types of Americans technically. Because like I've been in a Discord chat where some British guys are like, "Oh, you damn Yankees," and I'm like, "You guys still call us that?"
Wait, that's a thing.
You guys still call us that? I thought that was done since like the Revolutionary War. I thought we talked about this after World War. Well, any given World War. I thought we were allies.
Heck, for Pete's sakes. There was
also to quote,
like one
go ahead.
movie with John Wayne in it, and this one guy's like, "Darn Yankee," and John Wayne turns around, pushes him in the face. He's like, "We don't do that around here." I'm like, "Oh, all right." The colonel, not the colonel, the true grit is you ain't messing around. Good.
Yep. That's all I gotta say about that.
Repcon. Or it's not Repcon, it's just Rep and N.
I thought you were trying to say retcon.
No, I can't. Because the sign which it says Rep and it's missing the O. So it's Rep N.
Rep
like N. Yeah, it said Repcon. That sounds like an actual
sounds like a convention, yeah, I was gonna say.
Speaking of which, I know it sounds weird, but my ultimate dream is to
host a convention.
No, well, that too, but to actually be at a convention as one of their guests or whatever.
Guests of honor?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but like a panel.
I mean, if the convention that I'm a staff member at doesn't get canceled by June, because like the latest we can cancel it at is June, so right now it's not canceled, but it could be. But if it doesn't, and everything goes right in the world for once, hopefully, then I could try getting the information to get you panel scheduling, because I'm in the scheduling department actually. So, but that depends on what you want a panel for exactly, other than cool guy stuff as per usual is all I'm saying.
For me, a panel, like if I had my own panel and actually talk to like an audience or whatever about stuff, my subjects were very, very simple. It'd just be like Q&A, and I'd tell them about my Twitch and, you know, get a little recognition, but at the same time, if they wanted to know anything about me right there and then, you know, I also would put together a little game show where I would have random audience members like spin the wheel or something, which I think would be kind of fun.
Interesting.
Oh no, words, interest. Oh, come on, Eddie. Now you're starting to shoot things. The one time.
You know the sucky part is Eddie from Ed, Edd and Eddie. I can't do his voice effectively. I can do double D. Oh, curse my fragile frame. I can do Ed. My head is a woodpecker. I can't do Ed. I can make it a little gravelly, but it's really painful.
That animation style,
it was one of the last Cartoon Network shows to use cell shade animation, or cell by cell, where they just draw it essentially.
Yeah, and they kind of moved all the time though.
Moved?
Oh, yeah, like there were scenes where they're moving when they're standing still.
Wow, it's the reverse of red versus blue. They're not just standing there, and they're not just talking. They're doing stuff.
Even if they're doing nothing.
See also Clone Wars, where I'm talking while my head is moving.
And I never would have noticed that
until I pointed it out. Yeah, because I remember being like, dude, their heads are bobbing up and down.
Moby-Wan Kenobi.
I've never. I got a webcam on, so I just did Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I did a little bit of a Jim Carrey there when I shake my head. Speaking of Jim Carrey, did you ever see the Sonic movie? The Sonic movie? Plot twist, it was actually really decent. It was a little.
Oh no, what is it? It's
they kind of played it by the books, but considering OG video game Sonic doesn't have an actual origin, he just usually pops up from the ether and he's a fast Sonic.
The only thing that Sonic has for a backstory of how he got the shoes was they were his grandfather's, and he's like, ever since I got these, I've been just like super duper fast.
Okay, now I hear you there. I know that's one of the comic origins, but there's another comic where there's a completely different origin where Dr. Robotnik, before became Eggman, had a assistant hedgehog, just a brown hedgehog by some other different name, and they were doing an experiment with the Chaos Emeralds, and they get hit by chaos energy, and that Sonic ends up becoming blue and becomes, you know, the Sonic we all know and love. But Eggman also gets created with the hyper maddening intelligence and all that. Oh no. So, which the only reason I know that is from a Destructoid video about that. So I don't know.
I can't remember what I was. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. Speaking of 80s, 90s, you know, stuff and whatnot, when they have live adaptations of certain characters they like, and the storyline has nothing to do with like the way the show was, I'm like, please don't do that. Just stop.
What? The worst part certain adaptations do is they add things that weren't in the original source, as opposed to just putting stuff that's absolutely vital into the original source. That's all I'm gonna say.
For example, and for example purposes only, I'm not gonna lie, I do like, not the live adaptation, but I did like the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Turtles when it's 3D, or not 3D, it was like 2D, it wasn't cartoony at all. It was like 3D modeling or whatever.
The 3D TMNT, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, anywho, I did like it that there was so much backstory for everything. Like, there was a few new characters that weren't there before, but they had so much backstory, and it's like, yeah, I could see that. You know, I could see that would happen. Like Mondo Gecko, man!
You said that as soon as I shotgunned a demon just showed up and I shotgunned it. It's like the demon's trying to introduce itself as Mondo Gecko, and I just Doom guy it, a Doomslayer it.
Whoops.
I'm getting some One Punch Man vibes from the Doom game, despite the fact that I can actually die. Speaking of which, I have not played the Saitama Punch Man hero that nobody really knows because nobody bought the game because it's another anime fighter. But I don't know. I looked up a clip and it has a unique problem besides the obvious of the One Punch Mechanic Man, where it has it doesn't have great audio design. It has an English dub, which you know how a lot of anime games don't have English nowadays? They have subtitles. This one has English, but some of the characters sound like they're eating the mic, so...
Oh no.
Can't have that. By the way, I also, on anime games that I have not gotten, I am not going to bother with the one Justice 2 My Hero game, because guess what they keep on doing?
The flip and the flop.
The 90-degree wall combat, despite the fact that none of the characters are Spider-Man.
It's just straight up nausea. The game.
I mean, I like pinning enemies to walls, but do we have to stand on the wall, slide horizontally on the floor while we're doing the combo in the air, and then snap back to the ground? To which I don't get motion sickness. I want to clarify this. I don't get motion sickness.
I do. Just from watching the video.
That was one clip I showed you. Yeah, and it gets worse than that. I'm amazed there isn't ceiling combos in that game.
Why is this even an option to steal this acoustic guitar? This poor guy, this poor NPC.
You can't even play acoustic guitars in the game, can you?
I know, like that's the worst part.
I'm sure there's a mod on the PC version, but to my knowledge, on the typical 360
that's like finding a fishing pole
and you
in
can't
Skyrim,
fish.
And you can't fish. It's like playing Skyrim.
You know the worst part? You know what video game does let you fish, though? In a recent update? Fortnite. Like, they advertise it like, oh, you can go boating, and you can go fishing, and you can play Deadpool. I'm like, no amount of the imagery of Deadpool fishing will make me be persistent.
Here's my answer to that. It's not a game.
Well,
it's in the category of, it exists, it's a thing, but it's not a game.
It's technically an early access beta, because they always have early access on the title, and it's free to play. Online on console things and also battle passes aside. It's a beta you pay to play, technically. If you want
that. Wait.
What?
Maybe. Just maybe.
Just maybe.
Maybe. Just maybe. Maybe.
What?
I can find I'm at Route 88 location, and sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes, you can find this kid who's like, I'm psychic and I can. Oh, he's here.
You found the psychic
kid?
The
forecaster.
Oh,
yeah,
dang.
the forecaster.
Oh dang. Are you psychic?
He can tell the future.
Are you psychic because you were like trying to predict where it was at and then you found him? Don't answer that question. There are some things that man was just not meant to know.
You sell thoughts? I have a gift. What's your medicine? And how do you take it off? The head is missing. It works real good. Except I can't use my gift when it's on. Wow. I'll pay 100 caps to hear your thoughts. Think about me? Oh. Okay. 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 And again, Bob. The game may pay off, but how?
You know what I just realized? Doom 2016 is basically just the same appeal as John Wick. Like, you know what I'm trying to get at?
Run and gun.
Like, run, gun, brutally murder, but also your character who could die easily just as well as all the characters he's also killing. If that makes sense.
I think the thing that I like about the John Wick series in general, is that, to me, oh yeah, I'm just talking to Veronica now, and she's like, oh, who are you? Where are you from? I was like, I'm from the grave. And she's like, wow, well, you're doing pretty good for someone from the grave. You know what I like about Veronica? Because I've played this a lot of times. Is that if you go to the Brotherhood, she's like because that's where she's from, but that's not the point. It's like, oh, good. Because if you do the Cassidy Caravan way to get in there, basically, you figure out somehow, right, that there's been a lot of laser blasts, and you find out that the Brotherhood of Steel has been, causing these caravans to go to mush because they were hired out to take care of these because the whatever lady at the caravan place or whatever, it's like, I'm gonna hire the Brotherhood to eliminate Cassidy caravan, and then I'll make lots of money off the insurance of that.
This sounds like a homicidal Scooby-Doo villain plot. I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of, yeah. And then what happens is, if you go travel with Cassidy, you can enter the Brotherhood of Steel, but they'll like basically say, stay there, don't move. And they take away all your equipment. They get you down just to your clothes, and they're like, okay, now you can enter. And we're like, oh. And the
Joke's
worst part
on
of
you.
it-
I maxed out my unarmed skill, and I'm basically One Punch Man Saitama now.
Yeah. But anywho, if you have a high enough speech, which I did at the time, I was like, I know Veronica. Like, or if you were friends with Veronica before doing the mission with Cassidy, it'd be like, you know Veronica? And you're like, yeah? Well, we can let you in and give you back your equipment after you see the leader. It was like, all right, that's a fair exchange there.
I was gonna say, my favorite thing about Veronica is I remember like talking with her, but she's like, I want a dress. I'm like, how
What
convenient.
kind?
I just found a dress.
Like,
And
here
she's
you
like,
go.
yeah. So that was neat.
I think the thing I like about Veronica, like, she's like my favorite companion in Fallout New Vegas, because she's basically tough. She's basically tough.
Basically punched off, yeah.
Yeah. And she has such a good personality. About, like, even when she's attacking things, she's like, ha, come on, like, let's do this. I'm like,
She
wow.
reminds me of Yang. That's all I'm gonna say. She even has a girlfriend.
The Avatar.
Just gonna say it.
I can never say the Avatar. I always have to say the Avatar. Because Zuko, my inner Zuko
Yeah.
kicks in.
Yup.
Dun, 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 dun. In the town of Alvaster. Sorry. I am
Good
just
time.
playing a game of hop. Just pressing the Y button. Just constantly just jumping from one area to another.
You
Best
know,
game
it's-
of all time. Hop.
Is that an actual game or just a game you just thought of?
That is a childhood game. Hop was a childhood game
Oh.
for me because me and my friends would play it. And you don't just hop; you have to hop to get the places. Like you can't just run. You have to like hop everything, as if there's a select few areas that kind of
So-
like the lava game,
I was gonna say.
freestyle. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say Floor's Lava is hilarious, but some people have made pretty gritty videos where the floor is actually lava and they start melting if they fail at it. And then it cuts back to reality and people are like, what are you doing? And they're like, the floor's lava. And they're like, whatever. So I don't know.
In this playthrough, since I just completed a mission, I'm not gonna do any missions until like when I want to. At least when it comes to the end game missions. I mean, yes, you do get to continue the game after you beat the game, but it doesn't feel the same, if that makes any sense. Because I'd rather get all my exploring out of the way first,
Yep.
then
Explore first, do stuff later.
exactly. Oh, those are some really big ants. But that's not as big as the ant queen I saw that one time. I was like, oh boy, that's a really big ant.
Yeah. That's when you get the big guns.
I'm surprised aunts and uncles don't get confused with the bugs.
Well, there's no bug named after an uncle, technically.
There's no bug uncle.
Oh
But
no. Okay, go ahead. I
get it?
almost walked into a train.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, I found one of my favorite places to go to, and those are the barns, because sometimes the barns have those books or magazines that permanently increase stuff.
Right.
I might actually take a break soon, because I just checked my time of how long I've been live streaming.
Yeah.
It's 146 minutes.
Take your time off, no problem. But by me, I'm just getting started on Doom 16 here, Doom 2016, and I'll get to Doom Eternal. I got Doom Eternal, but I'm motivated to try and get through at least a good chunk of the first one, the first of the reboot duology, basically. Yeah.
And it's not even made by the same people.
You sure about that? They're both from Bethesda, unless it's different developers.
I thought you said they weren't made by Bethesda.
Give me a second.
Uh-oh.
I'm pulling up my phone.
Uh-oh.
When did I say that?
You said that 2 weeks ago?
Hold on. Trying to remember.
I can actually go in this mount.
I mean, I think it's different developers than like the original Doom series. I'm double checking.
Okay, that's what
there's been a lot of developers of Doom over the years.
That's true.
I think the most recent people who are making it are id Bethesda. Hold on. Doom 2016 game was made by id Tech 6 or id Software. Part of Bethesda. There's been a lot of developers. No, wait. I think it's always been id. I think it's the same studio. Hold on, let me double check id Software. Because I think id got taken in by the Bethesda development situation. Hold on, let me just make sure, because it is Doom, Quake, and Wolfenstein. I know for a fact about those that Quake went to Epic, but hold on. Or maybe? I don't know. Or give me a second. Video game history is complicated. id Software is a game developer founded and that made the Doom. John Romero apparently played Doom Eternal 2 days ago, so that's cool.
Oh, sweet Southern Sally.
Are you playing GTA 5?
No, I'm fighting a giant ant queen.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I heard mashing.
I've only seen one of them in my entire lifetime, and I wasn't expecting another one to show up.
That's when you get pretty much the biggest guns you can possible. It's basically a xenomorph queen. Is the closest that Fallout has to a xenomorph queen.
Or, in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, the insect queen.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Because that is a thing.
And I exploded myself. I pulled up an explosive shell from my shotgun, and a guy got too close, and I exploded. That's a cool way to die, but I'm not really happy about it right now.
Good job there, Chief. Yeah, I think you got him.
Oh, jeez. I don't even want to imagine playing on Halo 2 right now. I could, but like, I tried Doom, not Doom, Halo 2's Legendary mode in the level where you take on the Covenant on Earth, and let me just tell you, I forgot how
brutal.
I got exploded again. But I was also going to get at the jackals. There's a sequence where I am sniping jackals. I snipe a jackal in front of another jackal, right?
I'm doing
that
great.
jackal is still facing sideways away from me, and I get insta-sniped by him anyway.
Oh.
And I find out later from a video review that people are like, yeah, Halo 2 actually has a with a harder legendary mode than most other Halo games. And I'm like, that's why that happened. I thought I was just being rusty on it, because I can play legendary with friends on Halo 4, Halo 3, Halo 1 even. But Halo 2 is like, you just sit back in that corner and you snipe. You don't do anything else.
Wasn't your childhood memories of that was, just bear with me here, see if I remember the story right, that like whenever you played Halo, your brother was like, hey, let's play Halo, and you're like, okay, and then you get there and you're like, oh, I didn't do so well.
Well, first of all, my brother's 6 years older than me, so of course he does better, and he taught me a lot of basic tactics and shooters. Like, have you tried taking cover, he says, as I'm standing clearly in his scopes, and I walk carefully over to the thing there. But, ironically, one of my friends in my same class was on par, if not better than my brother at Halo, to the point where my brother actually got a little too gamer raged at one point and punched a hole through the wall in the basement. It was a drywall, but yeah, same difference.
I think I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna do a few more minutes on this, and then be like,
all right.
I'm calling.
Are you just gonna call it a day on the stream, or are you just gonna call it a day on the anything else?
On the stream.
All right, cool.
But I really need to.
If you need to head AFK, that's no trouble, even for a few minutes. Cause we've been talking for a while. I just realized that I won't stop streaming.
I'll put it this way: you started at 75 minutes or 73 minutes, and here's at 150.
Yeah.
We did the math. 7 plus 7 is 140.
Okay. So, and I just lost my jugular. Cool. I didn't even know the basic goals could bite off your jugular. I was busy ripping and tearing a hell portal. So,
bro.
I feel I'm just gonna take like a 5-minute breather on this game, and probably go over to another save file on a slight on the normal difficulty. I also had a funny thought of what if Caboose from Red vs. Blue was in Doom, but he was in rage mode, like, I am Michael J. Caboose, and I hate taxes.
That's taxes, you idiot!
That too. Also, I just realized, his first name is Michael. He's literally the Michael Myers of the Red vs. Blue universe. I went there.
But good.
A good version, yeah. My name is O'Malley. My name is Caboose. My name is O'Malley.
I like it when what's his name? Church. Yeah, Church. There's this time that originally it was gonna be a blooper, but they're like, you know what? Let's keep it in there because this is too funny a dialogue. Where Church is trying to remember what Caboose's name is.
Oh.
And he's like O'Malley or Train or Caboose or whatever his name is.
Yep. It's funny. It's funny because it's funny that the nickname he goes with is Caboose, because he's definitely the Caboose in the lineup. Oh boy.
More importantly to me, Caboose has always been the pain train that's just waiting to happen.
Yep.
I made a mini pun. No, you didn't, and you think you're smart. Yeah.
You're funny. Don't worry. You got it. You're doing good.
Oh no! What is it? Humor, sir. Oh
Not
no!
humor. Inconceivable.
Anything but. You know, it'd be funny if that was like a very powerful, like, villain's like ultimate weakness is only one thing: comedy. Like they'll just like stop doing all of the chaos and just laugh. like their weakness is literally and physically laughter.
If they laugh, they die, or what?
No, it'd be more like if they laugh, they forget what they're doing and just go like.
There's actually a character from Hero Academia whose power is if she tells you a pun, you'll laugh. But one of the hero teachers actually is immune to that. Just because he doesn't find it that funny, essentially.
That the dry eye guy?
Eraserhead. Yeah. His hero name is Eraserhead, which is basically he has the ability to
erase powers.
Well, as long as he's looking at them, he can turn off their quirks. Essentially,
he has to blink. He got blink eventually.
He can't blink. That's the thing. Is eventually. He has to take eye drops because he has to stare for so long, and he has to wear goggles in order to protect his eyes. But he also...
I feel bad for him when the League of Villains showed up, and...
He gets bandaged up. He's better nowadays.
It's just straight up, like, pain.
Yeah, My Hero Academia doesn't shy away from some brutality. That's for sure. There's
a legit scar afterwards when he gets back, and he's not as powerful as he used to be, and it's like, I feel bad now.
Have you gotten to the part? How far into Hero Academia have you gotten? Because
I got
nothing.
to the part where they stopped the hero killer guy.
Oh, you haven't even gotten to season 3 yet. You straight up haven't.
And so I got past the tournament. I got to the part where they're like, "Okay, kids, we're gonna go on a camping trip."
Yeah, if you haven't gotten past any of the camping parts, that's the part where things really hit.
Where they just got to the campgrounds or whatever, and one of the sisters of the twins is like of the aunts of this one kid is like, he hates heroes, and Deco's like, but I like heroes. I gotta spend all my time with this kid to convince him heroes are people you should, like.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a miniature wholesome moment between the with all of this going on. I think one of my favorite parts of all of that is when they finally get to the campground. They're like, oh wait a minute, we did say 3 hours. But we totally forgot that would be 3 hours for us.
By the way, I didn't mention, but I believe I just nearly mentioned, but I'll just say it right now. You are very close to the part of the show where if you think things couldn't possibly get any more dire or whatever, it literally hits the fan shortly.
It hits the...
the heroes still save the days, but it gets...
It gets dark.
Well, it doesn't get dark, but a thing does happen where it's like, okay, things are gonna get dire from here on out. Let me put it this way: nobody dies. Well, nobody we knew.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
I think the thing that I think is kind of miniature, crazy, is that All Might. He's got his guts, destroyed or whatever. I'm like, dude, seriously, how are you
Get some help.
alive?
Stop it. Get some help.
Exactly, right on the button, nose, $sign.
Yep. Well, I forgot that I left my Tekken 7 fight stick that I got from a pawn shop plugged into my computer. And so I'm now playing with one hand on my mouse, another hand on the fight stick for movement. It's
I like this plan.
It's very interesting. Squares the chainsaw button. X is jump. Circle is crouch. Triangle does nothing. Okay. I like this plan. This is a great plan. I'm happy to be a part of this plan. Now I just gotta...
That part of Ghostbuster history will always be like, yeah, that's a good moment.
Oh yeah, they're actually making another one.
A third one. And it's
A
like
third one
ghost
that's
town.
of official canon, not the other one. We don't talk about the other one. Not even there.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. But
No. No. Just bear with me for a second.
Bearing.
It's the Spider-Man moment where he's like, yeah, I can't get on down the street. Yeah, we don't really talk about this one.
And it's so popsicle. But I mean, I've been worse. But I always keep getting back up.
He is stone to truth.
Yep. Because the only thing between New York and Oblivion is me. And also a bunch of other Spider-Men, but yeah, we'll get to that later. Where am I going? I don't know.
Oh, whenever I'm like, you should have seen the stream earlier when I, streaming earlier. I have a tendency to, quote different songs in a stressful situation. I'm like, what was that show that YouTube North, Ollie North, or what's his name? It's the two guys on the couch. And they're playing different videos.
So it's Nolan North and Troy Baker, the guys who play the Drake brothers in Uncharted.
Right.
And
okay.
Retro Replay is what I believe the show is called.
Oh, okay.
So you sang one of the songs that Nolan North sings on it?
No, I continue his tactic of doing the I'm going over here and I'm going over there and I'm doing it right.
I like the fact that they actually gave a preview of Retro Replay in Uncharted 4 where Drake and Elena play Crash Bandicoot, and it's basically just Retro Replay. It's just straight up Nolan North playing Crash Bandicoot. But anyway. I actually got that game on PS3 digitally, but hey. I haven't gotten the re-release of it yet, mostly because no time right now. I got no time. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Using a fight stick for movement in a first-person shooter game is interesting, and I just fell to my death as soon as I said that. So Crazy Talk activated. Neat. All right.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if I can talk to Mech and Ralph, but not Wreck-It Ralph, but Mech and Ralph, and be like,
fun fact.
Hey, I heard some
Wreck-It Ralph is actually a summon in Kingdom Hearts 3, and he builds like building structures and turrets and other stuff, and then his super finisher during the end of the summon is he wrecks it all. He just punches it. Because he's a bad guy, but not a bad guy.
Do you have any special items for sale? Why? You referring to the casinos? No. In that case, yes, I do. That is like my favorite dialogue. I don't know why. And then you have his side room, his secret side room that's just like sitting there. And like I always say, a well-armed society is a polite society. Mick, you're my hero. I don't know why. Probably because you speak my language. Oh, little devil. I forgot about that gun. That gun is brutal. It's a 12.7 milliliter, but for a little pistol gun, and it looks really cool. The only thing I don't like about Fallout New Vegas, like the only beef I have with it, is you cannot, for whatever reason, and Fallout 3 as well, for whatever reason, you cannot look at weapons.
Yeah.
Because at least with Fallout 4, which was kind of a hit and miss, but not the song.
You can analyze it. It does this thing in Skyrim where you can analyze the weapon, yeah.
You can like look at like what it is that they're talking about, and they're like, and then you can decide if you want to buy or if you want to get it or not. But Mick always has like these.
Okay,
the best
so I don't want to be a pet peeve critique. That is a peeve to have, but not the most but that is a very petite of pet peeves, because it is not very, how do I say it? It's a thing they fixed in later games, basically, is what I'm saying. And it's also a thing where it's like, I don't want to say play the new games, because there's 76, and that's kind of
I'm not gonna touch it with 50 foot.
We don't talk about that one.
Yeah,
they're having an update in April, but I ain't going for that.
Okay, just for the record, I did play it on the PS4
You've told me.
for a little while, and I gotta tell you, I was like, I don't like it.
Weren't you on the server where they launched 3 nukes?
No, I was on the worst one. I was on the one where they decided we're gonna watch 7.
Oh no.
So my game, this is where it gets bad. My game didn't just glitch. It mega ultra triple glitched, where I was inside a building. While was happening, and there wasn't enough time for me to go anywhere else, because location of where I was at. And so I was like, okay, fine, maybe I'll just survive it somehow and get in the building. No, my character, we're doing physically glitches through the building, out the other side, comes out the other side, flies through, like, the entire map of that place, basically, and hand slams right into the gator's mouth of the water park.
Dang. That is unfortunate.
But also kind of funny, though. I will not lie. Watching my character go flying, that's always a good, fun thing.
Mm.
Some glitches in games, like, I'll put it this way, as weird as it is, there are some glitches I like the Skyrim glitches, like mammoths floating up, and all you can think of is, I must go, my people need me now.
Pretty much. And then the Dragonborn died on its way to this home planet. Dragon Dovahkiin's dead, and all the dragon kids go, yay!
For me, if the Dovahkiin or the Dragonborn died or whatever, I'd be like, yay! Wait, what? Okay, Veronica, I like you, but I have to let you go so I can recruit the arcade guy.
Somehow I thought of arcade from the Marvel comics. So what, now you're gonna have a bunch of amusement park robot clowns in your party? Okay.
Give me a sec. It's Arcade Ganon as his actual name.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm a Marvel nerd. I can resist.
Research. Oh, what's the goal? For the 100 years or so, the Vars have managed to get by. Blah blah blah. I forgot. This guy is like super duper against, like straight up against, Caesar's Legion. Like he's like no.
Okay, so I figured out the controls on a fight stick while also having a mouse, but I'm gonna switch back to the good old-fashioned keyboard and have the fight stick as my little elbow room until I go to an actual fighting game shortly. But speaking of which, I've actually played Tekken 7 on my computer competitively online lately. I did not do so on stream because that would risk, how do you say, the internet lag, potentially, and I didn't want to risk... Well, it might not have, but I didn't want to risk it first time around, right? So, and I thought I did pretty good. I got over to like 2nd or 3rd ranks before fighting some really tough guys, but anyway. How's it going where you're at right now?
It's going pretty well. I forgot that Arcade Ganon is basically Cyril Figgis from Archer, but way better personality, and he's really good at medical stuff. So if you're hurt, he's like the doctor, but he's not German. That's all I'm gonna say.
That wasn't medicine.
That's how I lost my medical license.
Killed it. I finally made a jump that killed me once earlier, and oh no, Oh no! Don't tell me. Oh, there's a scantily clad cybernetic woman.
Retro.
I don't know if this is appropriate for me to say.
Words.
I don't know if it's the fact that she's not wearing any clothes or the fact that she's all bloodied and cybernetic that has me worried right now about my stream.
I get what you're
maybe both.
Getting at is the consorted bar turned on.
I mean, let me put it this way. We can be as violent as we want on Twitch, but we can't show a nipple, and I didn't see a nipple, so I'm safe. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sorry, I was thinking of Krusty the Clown.
That's that's what I'm quoting.
Yeah, remember, kids, you can show all the violence.
What? But you can't show a nipple.
Krusty the Clown.
More like, I don't know where I was going with the rest of that. Also, I got a purple overshield thing, so now I'm having a heck of a time right now in the game. And now it's gone. Wow. Crazy Talk activated again. Which, by the way, that's a joke from a streamer I watch where he says a thing and then somehow the universe acts in a way where it rewrites to him being wrong about what he just said. That is what I say when I say crazy talk.
Alright, now, okay, so I'm trying to do the math here, so...
Go ahead.
Let me figure this out for a sec. So I got Arcade Ganon, I got Eddie, so all we got left is Raoul, the Ghoul, the Nightkin lady from Jacobstown, and then I'm trying to get the full variety of companions. So oh, I know what I can do. I can go back to the Mojave Outpost and talk to Cassidy.
Okay.
It's funny because she doesn't, but the Atomic Wrangler, or no, let me find it. I gotta find it again. It's the the Van Graffs, I think. Yeah, Van Graff. If you get good with the Van Graffs, like if you do a few missions, eventually they'll ask for her, and it's a setup, obviously.
It's a trap.
But that's one. It's a trap. But it's one of the ways that you can have her be recruited without speech.
Right.
Let's see. Wait here. It's time for us to part ways. Yes, I'm sure. Alright, so he's going back to the fort. Poof. It's always fun when a companion fall, you send them away and they're like, well, poof, just gone.
What did they do? They did the Batman. I didn't know Veronica was Batman. That explains her absurd unarmed skill now.
I think the thing that still makes me kind of laugh is I think it was the first Justice League movie where Commissioner Gordon is just standing there with
Flash, because Wonder Woman and Batman left. He's like, oh, wow, they already left, huh? That was pretty rude of them. And then Flash leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing that got to my head. I was like, well, that's kind of rude.
Looking for trouble.
Jeez, Cassidy, I know you're depressed, but the first thing you say to someone the moment they try to talk to you is looking for trouble. It's like, jeez, Cass! Jeez!
You know what's a good video game? Any kind of video game that has Morgan Freeman as...
Cass kind of reminds me, bear with me here, a smidgen of Nami.
I can see that. Can you exposit though, for those who may not get the comparison? Because I can see like the rogue girl charm, if that's what you're trying to compare it to. tomboy, very tomboy. That's what I was gonna exemplify.
The only thing that I think that's the reason I said what I said was because of the reason that it's her hair, it's in her face, like her looks and everything. But her personality is like the total opposite of Nami.
Yeah, she's not a thief. In fact,
she's not panicking about things going bad. You know, she's got situational or awareness or whatever.
I mean, to be fair, Nami can keep a cool head when things go awry. It's more accurately that she's not the most battle-hardened of the crew. It's just that, in fact, her only combat skill set comes from her own natural awareness of how weather can function because she's a navigator. So that's why Usopp built for her a device that can essentially change the environment to her advantage, aka lightning, thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening.
And fire, or not fire, it's heat and cold she can do. And also mirage. She can make a mirage. All I gotta say is when it comes to Nami, I do like it that when she first got that thing from
Usopp, yeah.
Usopp, thank you. It's funny because to me, it's gonna sound weird when I say this, but Usopp to me is like the ideal pirate. I mean, he's not fierce and Blackbeard-ish, you know, or you know, like the old tales of old stories of, you know, pirates in the olden days or whatever. Not the One Piece Blackbeard, but a different, the original.
The pirate who intimidates more than he actually harms, right?
Exactly. But I do like, to me, he's like a really good pirate because of the reason, in the sense that there are some pirates that would be like, yeah, I'm just not going to win this situation, so I'm just going to run and flee. You know,
it's very tactic based.
And more importantly, in the words of Captain Jack Sparrow, we're gonna fight to run away. I do like.
Now I'm thinking of Jack Sparrow versus Usopp. Good job. Look what you made me do. The worst part is, like, later series Usopp, that could get really tricky. Because now I'm imagining Jack sword fighting all his piranha plants now. Good job.
You know how you mentioned kind of a spoiler word towards me a little bit for Usopp, where basically he's beyond a hero. He's
that's past where you're at concurrently, but he does get the Hercules training more or less. So
yeah, and they're like, you're a god among men or something like that, wasn't it?
Is that what he said to Hercules Beetle or?
No.
I'm trying to not express what happens that leads to this situation happening, but he gets the title God Usopp.
That's right. Yeah. Now just bear with me here. You know how you mentioned the fight we're talking about, like how that would go down?
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it. In a way, Jack Sparrow's had this happen too, because he was to this one tribe, he was a god they were gonna, eat.
My goodness, why isn't this a death battle yet? Like, straight up.
And most of the stuff they do, both have just pure luck that they made that shot. It's pure luck that they survived the situation,
Oh, trust me, you have no idea about lucky shots that Usopp makes later on.
I think one of my favorite ones of all is when they're trying to save Robin.
I mean, that one was just pure skill, like straight up. That was just him showing off his skill. Like, even Sanji said flat out, like, Usopp, you're the only Straw Hat member who can save Robin at this point. And and he's like, what? I don't understand how. And he's like, think about it, Usopp. Get up high and save her. And he's like, oh yeah, right, I can do that.
He puts 2 and 5 together. I like it when he has he puts 2 and 5 together a moment.
And he comes up with be the sniper man. Be the
And
true
the
Sniper
thing
King in
is,
your heart.
Jack Sparrow's made some really.
He's made great trick shots too, but he's definitely
Yes.
a bit more stronger in the close quarters combat. As opposed
Yes.
to Usopp with the hammer. Although, can you
But-
imagine just sword fight, hammer fight? I don't. This is needlessly interesting as a fight. That's all I'm saying.
Could you imagine how funny of a fight it would be, though? He's like, oh yeah, well I've got this giant hammer. I got a giant dirt.
I'm imagining Jack running away from the hammer until Usopp takes a swing, hits something else, and it pops, and Jack's like, oh, well I still got my sword. And Usopp's like, ah, Usopp dash!
or something along the. I think one of my favorite moments in the second one is when it's the two bad guys, or the two stooges, the one with the eye that's missing or whatever, and Elizabeth Swan, and they're like sword,
Yeah, that is actually a really cool. I almost want to make a Kingdom Hearts fan animation of that, where it's characters, which albeit would be very akin to what happens later on in the series, but it's just Keyblade, 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 and they're just tossing the Keyblade to each other.
Yeah, I think we've already done this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it anyway, real quick.
Go ahead.
That would be, he's got a sword.
You idiots! We've all got swords. You're welcome. I knew.
Yeah.
I knew. We've had this conversation too many times. I knew where that was going.
It's fun though. It's still
It's
a fun
very
thing to
good.
say.
It's a very good quote. Jeez, it's almost like it was made off a classic movie or something.
The weird thing is, and this is where it gets weird, is that like there have been times where sometimes we have not even had a conversation about something, and yet we'll have like
We
an
already
in-sync-
know what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have like an in sync like situational awareness of what everyone's trying to think
I'm just gonna say it. We'd do good if we had to co-pilot Jaeger from Pacific Rim. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh, okay. Left. Right.
I can think of a few other friends that would work, but if I had to shorthand to someone, it's like, okay, if we have to walk, we do it marching band style. Left.
Gotcha.
Left, right, left.
Yep.
Company halt. Right hook, left
I
hook.
think one of my favorite parts in Pacific Rim is when they the only thing I don't like about Pacific Rim is it's like, why on earth would you need two people for this? This doesn't make sense.
It
Look up-
evens out the load on a person's nervous system is basically the thing. It's also that, and it's meant to be very, very anime-esque.
You think they would modify that where all you have to do is get inside a control room or a control pilot, like this thing called Gundam?
I don't know. I still like the dynamic where you have to be in sync
Work
with the
together
person. Yeah, well,
to make things happen.
they're literally using the power of teamwork to fight monsters from beyond the realm of the unknown.
Giant monsters.
It's very
Right
anime.
away.
Also,
I'm
there
gonna
was
try-
a sequence in Ava where they had to be in sync with each other. That's all I'm gonna state.
Yep. Wasn't there was a second one, wasn't there?
A second one of what?
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I heard it wasn't as good as the first. So I was like, yeah, I'm good for now on that.
I heard mixed, like a 50-50, kind of like, but it's a shaky 50-50. It's like, kind of like it's good, but it's also bad, but it's also good. I think the thing that made me laugh the most about the first one is the scientist guy was like, I'm gonna take this brain, and I'm gonna go into the brain.
Sad part is that's Charlie Day, and he's basically just playing the same character from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But,
Yeah.
But there's even an episode of Sunny in Philadelphia where he takes a placebo and thinks he's smarter, but the scientist is like, actually, he wasn't smart at all, but his arrogance went through the roof.
There's this one episode where it's his birthday or something, and they're like, so, buddy, what you doing? just mind my own business. No, seriously, what you doing? Attaching a rat to a little RC car, and I'm gonna put it out in the public and scare people. Like, okay then.
I've been told by some people that I channel some Charlie Day, as well as a little bit of a few other comedians, and I've been like, I can see that. I'd have to grow out a beard, but I could see that. Also, side note, in the game I'm playing right now, I'm now invincible! Invincible!
For only a few seconds.
About 3, 2, 1, yeah. But I finished off a big bruiser, so
Oh yeah.
I'm happy.
I think the thing I don't like about Fallout New Vegas, now that I think about it, like one other thing, like the second thing is, if you're facing one way and your companion kills something in a different direction for whatever reason, your camera turns around to see that kill. I'm like, stop it.
Gotta show off them sick moves though.
At the same time, it's kind of like, now I gotta navigate my brain.
I think there's something in the settings that lets you turn that off, but I could be wrong. I think it's like glory kills turn off.
I think a thing that I think is kind of interesting is that you'd think the simple concept of leftover nuclear war, Fallout New Vegas style, you know, you think there wouldn't be much war in that, would there be? Oh boy, let's get into some backstory.
Yep, you've stated that. Yep. Yeah, Fallout is basically backstory of the video game, more or less.
Yes. I think I also like about is every single time I play this game, I'm always finding something. Like, I'm like, when did this happen? And where did this come from? And I don't remember this. And there's all these places I never really explored. So I'm like exploring them for the very first time. So I'm like, oh. Or there's a lot of places I'll find, but I'll never go inside. So now this time around to go inside buildings I've never been really into. I'm like, oh, so that's the interior. And then I think to myself, okay, yes, the graphics on this compared to today's is not tippity top par.
Right.
But, however, it has a lot of good moments in it. Additionally, a lot of good story. And additionally, the more I think about it, holy cow! This must have taken forever
To write and
build
do
this.
that. Yeah. As someone who's tried the game design, no. Writing process would definitely take a while, especially considering there'd be stuff that they'd be trying to get rid of.
Control this, control that, code
Oh
for...
no, don't. Like half of it, like a quarter of it would be writing everything they're gonna put in. The other, like 75%, would be coding and determining what can and cannot be kept into the game.
Yeah, because
Fundamentally.
the age-old code, literally and physically, among gamers and people who make games, developers, if a player can do it, they're going to exploit it.
Like I've said it on stream before, but if a player can find an old lady, you better hope you've put in some kind of moral mechanic, or heaven help you, some safety measures to protect that old lady quest line. Because those players, man, that's actually why like the game prototype was like made. It was made by people who made the Incredible Hulk game, and they were just like, okay, what if Incredible Hulk, but you could just murder New York, not smash and rated T for teen, just go full fiesta.
Go
on it.
berserk.
Yeah.
I think the thing I liked about the Incredible Hulk game was, yeah, there were some moments where the graphics were a little, like, you know, questionable, like, oh, this scene could have been better, or they could have done better for, like, certain things or mechanics or whatever, because there are some, like, rapid button hitting sections,
Yeah.
and it's kind of nauseating because of the way they have it for, like, certain scenes.
They tried doing the God of War thing when the God of War thing was a big deal, but yeah, it wasn't very implemented. Yeah.
But the counter wager to all of this is the storyline for the Incredible Hulk game is actually pretty darn good and very straightforward. It's very much mission directive. Go here, do this, take care of that. You might collect some things on the way there, but other than that, you know, it's pretty straightforward. You're the Hulk, you're in New York, you know, and maybe
Go
some other
smash.
that's it. Just run and smash.
The best part is, like, you could summarize that the exact same way as My Hero Academia. I am a hero for justice. Smash. I don't know.
I'm surprised
Smash.
Super Smash Brothers doesn't have.
I'm sure it has a mod at this point for either All Might or Izuku, Midori, Maduku. Madamia
And
nuts. Go ahead.
I still think it's really funny is, I mean, he's getting a little bit better. He's gotten a little bit better.
Oh, trust
because
me,
he's
he
like-
gets a lot better by halfway after season 3. Like after the thing hits the fan. The thing hits the fan. The things hit the fans.
Well,
I'll put it
the
this way.
current-
All I'm gonna spoil about how he improves is, you know how he's been punching a lot. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. He figures out, wait a minute, what if I don't punch things a lot and I do something else instead? I'm just gonna let you.
Well, he did have an alternative in the tournament where he's like, wait a minute, I could just flick my fingers.
Yeah, but that turned out to be a really bad idea, especially in high school where you kind of need that to write.
And your bones.
We
There's
need those bones, man.
There's legitimately scars on his hand from all the times he's done something.
There is, in fact, I've made this joke with people before. I'll make the joke now. My Hero Academia, also known as Bonebreaker Lad Izuku Midoriya and his amazing friends.
Sorry, you kind of lined up a little too well with what I was doing, because when you're talking about friends, I'm a really good ally of the NCR, because I've always been the kind of person that'd be like, yeah, I'll ally with you. But anywho, just as you're saying friends or whatever, I just was looking at a corpse of an NCR, and I was taking his gear. I was like, oh, talking about friends, I'm just gonna take your gear now.
I made a wrong jump. Oh! Okay, so what happened was I took a nasty fall to an area I was just on the game, and yeah, it turns out fall damage is a thing in the Doom game. Okay, moving on. Also, this game keeps saying the phrase, the road to hell is paved with argent energy, which is the pseudoscience energy they're using between dimensions to fuel the science. To which my immediate response is something akin to, are they trying to
Tell us.
are they like this? Are they? I'm trying the best way I can to phrase this. Like, are they trying to sell me on hell energy? Because I was raised Roman Catholic, and I kind of try and keep true to those bare bones morals. So,
for 1995, you can get it now.
oh yeah, you made that joke earlier on stream. Like, for 1995, you can have all the hell energy you can, plus shipping and handling.
And your soul. Don't forget your soul.
The worst part, I'm sure that you already figured this out, but it's technically a spoiler, but it's so obvious. Argent energy is basically just souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, right?
They're like, it takes care of the fuel crisis, that energy crisis we've had for decades. You know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but, it's not right.
The same could be said for all religions. Says Dracula from the Symphony of the Night game. But enough talk. Have at Oh, Morgana! I hope you heard her meow there. I just looked at her. She's on the ground, like, expecting me to pet her, which of course I'm doing right now.
She's like, do it. Please pet me.
I just did.
I'm just a cat.
I just petted her. It's fine now.
It'd be good. It'd be good. It'd be good.
Okay. And I died. Okay, so the objective was climb the tower of the hell energy, and I did that. And I got near the core of the hell energy, and I died.
Yep.
That's cool. Really nice to know that my main character isn't too overpowered.
You might be where I was at, where you gotta get to the top of the tower.
I am.
Whatever. Take one of the lifts. There's like robotic lifts, and they'll take you like.
I've already been taking the lifts. I know what to do now. It actually took me a while to realize that, though, during the time we were doing Hulk, and then I saw the robots lifting up and down, and then I was like,
put 2 and 5 together. Come on, we can do it.
We're all in this to get. No, shame on you. Even if that is basically Kingdom Hearts, no.
No. No. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it.
You're better than that. We all believe in you.
I think one of my favorite things to do is if you're able to take armor from a certain group of people, example 101, the NCR, the New California Republic, or the NCR. If you take their armor and it's not red and you put it on, and others, of course, will perceive you as a member of the NCR, but you can have an additional speech option that wasn't there before, and they're like, so what battalion you from? I'm from this battalion. You know, your character won't actually do it, but I'm assuming they looked at that patch on the side, be like, 147, yeah, that'd be the one, yeah. Nice. Like, okay, I believe you. I'm not even gonna question where you got that uniform. There's this one where I had a bad run, like I did it on purpose. One of my games, Fallout New Vegas, I decided I'm gonna be evil this time. So I killed an NCR member, and then since it was in an area where nobody was around, nobody noticed that happened or whatever. So I go to where Helios power grid or whatever, and I get there, and the commander who's in charge of that area is like, so what unit you from? 147. Got a lot of blood on that uniform, don't ya?
Like, SpaghettiOs.
And I was like, battle? From fighting? And she's like, I can believe that.
Yeah.
If you have a high enough speech, it's a legit option of like, I've been fighting. Legion. Yeah.
That sounds like a line out of Red vs. Blue. I don't know why.
And I don't know why.
You know what the worst part is? Before I even played Fallout New Vegas, I had this idea in mind for an actual bad guy faction named the... Well, it's for comic series I'm already making, so I might as well mention it. The Liaison Legion. Oh, no. I got squished. Okay, so... actual bad guy group called the Liaison Legion. The idea is they're a legion formed as sort of a political liaison from all these different alien factions, specifically to take on the evil empire that they overthrow and defeat, only to essentially become the new space empire in their power vacuum.
Give me 1 sec, just 1 sec. And we'll have the first galactic empire!
Well, it's like that, but my idea is like, okay, what if the rebels all band together, they beat up all the stormtroopers, but in order to do it, they had to make the Borg. And then the Borg are like, actually, we don't think the rest of you guys are responsible enough to handle the whole ruling the galaxy thing, so we're just gonna take that responsibility from you. So...
Ow!
What's up?
Okay, I know you're my ally, but Eddie, you just shot a laser through my head. Ow!
That's the part where you dismiss the robot if he's misbehaving. That's where you sit down and go, bad robot. Very bad. Not even the cool bad robot movie picture studio that J.J. Abrams is part of. Just bad. He knows.
Speaking
what he
of all
did.
these robots, I was going through Twitter because, as I often do, because I get bored very easily.
Yeah.
So I'm going scrolling through. Next minute, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about robots. And then it occurred to me, wait a minute. Even if the situation is a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Robots, in a way, is basically Zootopia, except without the kidnapping.
Yeah, it's just with robots. It's basically main character from small town goes to big town and has to solve some kind of social political crisis, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're the first person to come up with that. I didn't even think of it. Except replace Robin Williams with, I'm trying to think of who one of the
Nick
noteworthy
Wilde.
Yeah, go for that. Let's go with that, yeah.
The voice actor of Nick Wilde.
I don't know.
Yeah. Who I can't think of right now. Is it weird that Nick Wilde or whatever, for some reason he gives off, Firefly vibes. I mean,
gives
yes,
off Nolan
yes.
North
Alan
vi- no.
Tudyk, isn't it?
Not Nolan North.
As Duke Weaselton or whatever. It's Weaselton. Duke Weaselton. You know, he gave me the only thing I could resist. Money. But anywho, it's just his entire attitude somehow reminds me of...
It's Jason Bateman who plays Nick Wilde. So there you go. And Jennifer Goodwin as Judy Hopps, so there you go.
That's right.
And Shakira as the Gazelle, who's basically Shakira,
Yep.
so...
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, yeah. Speaking of Shakira, yeah, did you see that Super Bowl halftime show? Anyway, moving on from that. I'm gonna
No.
go... you didn't?
No, I don't watch football.
Okay, well, basically she did a thing with
Oh.
with an attire very, very akin to her Zootopia character, essentially.
Uh-oh. I got jackals.
Jackal. It was Jackal. It wasn't the right one first time. How the hell is it gonna be the next one? Jeez.
If it wasn't a jackal the first time, what would I...
Yeah, basically. I goofed. Come on, enemies. Get close to the explosive barrels. I'll do this rune challenge later. It requires some thinking. It requires Doom Guy to shoot explosive barrels to kill enemies, but all the enemies... if you shoot too many explosive barrels, you don't have...
I couldn't finish that challenge, or if I did, I just barely did it.
Okay, challenge accepted then. I'm gonna do it for
I
the
don't think
people.
I could complete it. I kept blowing up. Or, no, I completed it.
I'm running out of time.
I was under attack.
I'm just running out of time. I'm not having trouble with the enemies at all.
Okay, I'm gonna
You
repair
literally... maybe it's because I use WASD, so it's a little easier to move than with a thumbstick. But just straight up, just keep moving in the game. Doom 2016 is... In fact, all Doom games are basically just keep moving the game.
It's
Just keep
basically the
strafing,
Robinsons.
Just keep strafing. Just keep strafing. What do? We keep on strafing. That's right.
Oh, I was thinking of the Robinsons. Keep moving forward.
I just completed it on my second try, and I have increased effectiveness on equipment items. Hooray!
Good job.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
It took me like 4 times. And that's give or take.
Right.
Let's see. What can I get rid of or at least repair? Darn. Well, I don't need the helmet. The helmet can go. So I need 4 more things to get rid of. Oh, I don't need miscellaneous. I don't need some. I don't need I don't need cases of Magnum. Why on earth am I carrying a chessboard around? That doesn't make any sense.
You can't
Or
even
coffee.
play chess. I mean, well, you could technically by levitating items, but be
But
very careful to do. Yeah.
That sounds very
Tedious. Yeah.
Hey, said at the same time.
Weird.
I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest.
No. I hear you. I'm just trying to figure out.
You know what? I'll use this new cowboy repeater. It's been forever since I shot with a cowboy repeater. Why not?
No, don't fall. Doom guy, why'd you have to fall, man?
I think you've already made this similarity / like there are some similarities to these characters, and I'm not talking about Master Chief.
Right.
I'm talking about Samus and
Doom guy?
Doom guy.
Doom Slayer. Technically his name is the Doom Slayer, but come on, he's Doom guy, come on.
It's always been Doom guy. Come on. Wait. It's from ancient times.
I do like the name Slayer. That's
Slayer.
I don't know, that just gives me Halo vibes though, that's the problem.
Slayer. Killing the Jaro.
I can't really compare Doom guy to Samus though, because like, I mean, I get it, badass in power armor beating up monsters, but the thing is, Samus fights space pirates and Doom guy fights literal demons.
Well, let me rephrase my comparison. I meant the way they're built. They both have like a space thing going on of some sort.
Also, also not to be excessively anal about it, but Doom guy uses guns, same as Master Chief, with maybe some lasers, and Samus uses an arm cannon. So, which technically also uses rockets, but yeah, no, it's a very apt comparison, but. I'm also.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying that there are some similarities.
There's
At
more
least for
comparisons to Doom Guy and Master Chief since they're both literal space marines. But I digress.
Oh no! What is it? It's Scorpion, sir. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Which is kind of funny because the area I'm fighting it is very windy and dusty. Like there's a bunch of areas you can tell where the wind's blowing and stuff. And I'm fighting scorpions while this is happening, so very accurate for the song. Although it's not hurricane.
Oh, it just took me the longest time to realize in one chamber that had an ammo thing, I could keep going up from there.
Oh,
My head hurts a lot right now because I was running around in actual circles. I'm sure. I'm glad I checked the map on it though. The only problem with this Doom game, it's like, it's a game that I just want to turn my brain off during, but then it has thinking portions. It's like, no, stop it.
all right. Repair. No, I want speech. That's 100 now. Lockpick. Let's increase that sucker.
Might as well max
Alright.
that. Yeah.
So Black Widow, Ches La Femme, intense training. Swift learner is always a good one. Oh wait, that's funny. There's an actual perk called Bloody Mess.
Yeah,
With-
it just increases how much more explodey the enemies get.
Brutal, yeah.
Brutal
With the
and
Bloody
it's
Mess
legendary.
perk, characters and creatures you kill will often explode into a red eyeball swimming paste. Fun! Exclamation
So
point.
basically
Oh.
just default Doom levels of ultraviolence, yeah.
Yeah. And you'll do 5% extra damage with all weapons. Good times. Hey, I found Alucard. Or at least a perk that would be Alucard, Night Person. When the sun is
Yeah, in my first run through of Fallout 3, I actually picked a lot of random perks, including the one from the quest line where if you help the people who think they're vampires, where they drink packets of blood, you learn how to be able to drink blood as well. And I didn't even want to grab that one. I just wanted to help out the vampire people so they don't attack people, or whatever it was they were doing. I forget what the quest line was about. Oh well. And then I basically had a vampire character who could also get a boost from the sun, sort of.
Oh.
I don't remember if I picked one or the both of those.
And what game was this?
Fallout 3.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, well, they weren't actual vampires. They were just people who figured out how to drink blood more efficiently
Without
than
dying.
not. Well, yeah.
Because blood-borne pathogens.
Yes. That's why we cook our steaks, so they're not as bloody. All right, I'm gonna take a breather on this stream. I might jump back into it again in a second here.